Om Shanti. So, Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. Om Aham Atma, I the soul. Shanti, peace. So, why are we saying Om Shanti all the time? It's a greeting. It reminds us, the first thing it reminds us about our true nature. Secondly, the moment we are looking at someone and saying Om Shanti, it reminds us that that person is also peaceful soul. That actually helps us create those vibrations of peace in any relationship. You may not have to say that loud to that person, but just create a thought that the person that I'm talking to is also a peaceful soul. Earlier, my thoughts were he is a angry soul. This one gets irritated very easily. He comes always late. He doesn't listen to me. So the kind of thoughts we create, we send out that energy to that particular person, that soul. And what happens then? They start becoming more of that. Because we have been going on this journey for past 3 days. Today is the fourth day. And in this journey, we have been learning that the thoughts that we are creating are actually manifestations. And we have this habit actually to create whatever kind of thoughts, and we just say, oh, it was just a thought, right? We didn't put it into action. It was just a thought. What's the big deal? But that is the big deal. That is the big deal. Because our thoughts are actually getting manifested. Our thoughts are affecting our body. Our thoughts are affecting our mind. The power of thoughts will reduce, if the thought is powerful, the power of mind will increase. If the thought is weak, the power of mind will reduce. It will affect our relationships. It will affect our work, our career, everything. And so paying attention to thoughts is the most important thing that we have to do. And that is why yesterday also we saw in meditation that the first thought we have to create is a conscious thought of who I am. I am a soul, but what kind of soul? I am peaceful. I am a loveful soul. I am a pure soul. Any quality you want. I'm going to work. I'm a powerful soul. I'm a successful soul. Don't create a thought, I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know how these people are going to talk to me. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. No, I already know I'm successful. I already know that. That affirmation, you probably have heard this about many times, the word affirmation. You affirm that thought within yourself, and then it will get manifested. It will become a reality. So if I want a better future, try to create that thought, try to visualize that thought is the most important thing. It may be possible that today I'm in a particular situation where I can't see the right thing happening there. It is possible. But even though, let's say there is one person who is always shouting at me, always criticizing me, always creating problems for me, how can I create a thought of peace for that person, because I can't see any peace in him? It's okay. You don't have to see it. You want to visualize that you which you want to happen in reality. Just create that thought and visualize, and it will become a reality. It's very simple. And if you can't create a thought, write it down. Write it down. Every time you see that thought, create a visualization. And so in the Rajyoga meditation yesterday also we saw that I am a soul. First visualize what kind of soul I am. Peaceful. What my actions are going to be. Very peaceful. How I'm going to interact with other person with peace. Yes, I'm going to communicate with that person for sure. Sometimes you have to give instructions. But while giving instructions, there are two ways. One, with the complete stable mind, you give the instruction. This is not right. You have to change. You give that instruction. It's perfectly right. Or What was our previous method? We get upset, we get disturbed, and then we give instructions. Both ways we are communicating. Which is a powerful way? Which you think is the powerful way? It's not me saying it. You have to choose, you have to think what is the right way of communicating with that person. If someone who is working with you, working under you, is not performing at all, does it mean now let him be what he is doing? Let him be that way? Or does it mean you have to give an instruction that, if you don't perform well, the consequences? You have to communicate. You have to. Peaceful soul doesn't mean just let go of everything and just sit quietly and peacefully. No. Peaceful soul means my stability is intact. My stability of the mind doesn't depend on the outside world. The outside world doesn't govern my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions. I create them. And that is the first step of meditation, soul consciousness. I, the soul, what kind of soul, and what kind of soul I want to communicate to. I visualize that person as well. I visualize that situation as well, because the moment we start visualizing, it's not just going to happen with one thought. You have to keep on repeating those thoughts. It's not like today morning I created a thought, I'm going to be successful, and throughout the day I just sit quietly, not doing anything, and then I say, oh, that thought didn't manifest. Of course not. We have a meditation on our YouTube channel, which is about getting success in exam, and many people are experiencing that success in their exam, practicing that meditation. It's one of the top rated videos on our channel. One student asked me this question. I have been doing this meditation every day. Does it mean I have to study or I can skip the study? You have to study. You have to do your work. But what the meditation helps is it brings that result faster. At the same time, it doesn't create any anxiety or stress within me. So this meditation actually helps us. It is, if you look on the channel, it's in Hindi and English both. Even for the job interview, there is a meditation. It is one of the top rated videos with lots of views. So you can easily find. Just go onto the channel and find. If not, I'll send a link today. Okay. But another thing, you manifest exactly what you want to. You create that thought and it will become a reality. But to create that thought, we need power, and that's when we found out who can give us the power. It's nothing but one and only, the Supreme Being, the point of light, Shiv Baba. He is not omnipresent, he is not everywhere. Because if he was everywhere, within every particle of this world, the world would have been a better place. And that is why God Himself has to come down onto this earth to give this knowledge that I am not everywhere. You have been thinking wrongly. But now I'll give you the introduction of myself, where I come from, and where you souls also come from. And that's when we found out that we come from that soul world, the area, the region, or the world of silence. It's absolute thoughtless world. There is not a single thought. The moment you create a thought there, you come directly onto this earth. You start performing actions by taking the body. Exactly how that happens, we'll see that tomorrow. But as we are progressing on this journey, our aim is to have that happiness, peace, and love in our lives. But suddenly, what happens is that sometimes certain situations come in our lives. And then the question comes, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Everything was going fine. Suddenly, my partner doesn't respond properly with me. My job, because today, in today's world, in today's market, we know what the condition of jobs are. You never know if tomorrow you are going to have that job or not. And then the question comes, right? I don't know why this happened to me. Why me? And the moment that question comes, that peace disappears. So one way we are saying I'm a peaceful soul. Second thing, we are seeing lots of things happening in my life, And then the question starts arising. But we need to answer that question. Whatever is happening in my life, what is the reason behind it? Because once we know the reason behind that, we can find out the solution, how I can correct that particular situation, how I can stabilize my mind in that situation so that it doesn't affect me. And that is when we call it as karma philosophy. Karma philosophy means karma means actions. Karma means actions, simple. So karma philosophy means what kind of actions we are creating, what are the consequences we are getting of that, how we can create our destiny, and how God helps in our karma. This is what we are going to cover today. So let me share a presentation with you. One second. So the first question, if possible, start your videos. So first question we are going to ask, who creates our destiny? Who creates our destiny? The new ones I actually should answer only. Okay. Who creates our destiny? We ourselves create our destiny or God creates our destiny? One or two, what do you think? One or two. Do we create our destiny or does God create our destiny? Hmm. Let me see the answer. Oh, we create. Oh, the new ones are also saying we create our destiny. Wonderful. That's very good. Okay. So let's see how we create our destiny and how we can change it. See, there is a belief that God creates our destiny. Some of you probably have that belief that God creates our destiny. But again, God, the perfect being, the being of peace, the being of love, creates our destiny. He writes our destiny. Let's say, what will He write? Will He write something that this person should get divorced? Will He write something that this person should get a cancer? Will He write something that this person should have to suffer for food? God, the perfect being, if He writes our destiny, He will always write perfection in our destiny. But today, if we look around, even if we look at our lives, we know things are not perfect. Things are ups and downs. There are ups and downs. There is always some kind of a stress. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So God cannot write our destiny. So most of you answered yes, we write our destiny, and that is the right answer. But how do we write that destiny? We need to find that. How do we write it? For that, we need to understand soul on a deeper level. I am a soul, and I actually have three types of powers within me, which are called as subtle powers. Sukshma Shakti, subtle powers. What are those subtle powers that we have? So that is what? Mind, intellect, and sanskar. These are the three powers that we have. So just like me, if I look at my life, this is Ashish. I play different roles. I'm a brother to someone, I'm a friend to someone, I'm a son to someone, right? I'm the same being, but I'm playing different roles. When I'm with my mother, I'm called the son. If I am with my brother, I'm called the brother. If I'm with my friend, I'm called the friend. Just same being, but playing different roles. Same way, the soul also plays three different roles. What are the three different roles or the powers that the soul has? When the soul thinks, we have been seeing, right? I create my thoughts. When the soul thinks, I am called mind. The mind and soul are one and the same. The world doesn't know it, and that's why you probably have this conferences, soul mind body conferences. They separate soul from the mind. No, the soul and mind are one and the same. When the soul actually is thinking, it is called mind. And that is why a doctor can actually show a brain but cannot show mind. We cannot show mind. Why we cannot show? But do we know we have mind or not? We think, right? So how are we thinking? We are thinking through the mind. So the soul, whenever it thinks, it's mind. When a thought is created, a soul actually takes a decision. When the soul takes the decision, it is called intellect. Buddhi. In Hindi, it's called buddhi. So intellect means intelligence different, intellect different. When the soul is taking a decision whether I should perform this action or not, whether I should say something or not, this is called as intellect. When a soul takes a decision, an action is performed through the body, and the impact of that action or the impression of that action is stored back into the soul, which is called as sanskar. In simple language, we'll say these are the impressions of my action. We'll see this with an example. So let's say I'm going out with my friend and my friend offers me a cigarette. Now, even though I know it's not good for my health, but my friends are smoking and so they offer me a cigarette, I create my first thought. I, the soul, create the thought, or I'll say mind creates thought, and I say, oh, they're offering me a cigarette. Next, the decision comes. The intellect takes the decision. The soul only is taking the decision, but we'll call it an intellect at that moment. The soul takes the decision, oh, should I actually smoke a cigarette or not? And then the soul says, oh, my friends are smoking, what's not a big deal? Let me smoke as well. Now the action is performed through the body. Instructions are given to the brain, and the actions are performed through the body. Next, when the actions are performed, when I smoke a cigarette, now what am I noticing? How I feel when I smoke a cigarette. What is the taste of that cigarette? All these things, all these impressions are getting recorded within the soul. It's called as sanskar. A sanskar has started forming. Now, next time I go back with friends after a few weeks, and when they offer me the cigarette, what will be the thought I will be creating? What will be the thought I'll be creating? Last time I smoked, right? It wasn't a big deal because my impressions were already there. I smoked. It's not a big deal. I can try it again. Again, the intellect creates a decision. Okay, try it. Body performs the action. Again, that impression which was created on the first place starts getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So mind created a thought, intellect gave a decision, body performed the action, and the impact or the impression of the action, the recording of the action got back into the soul, which governs our thoughts. Now, if I keep on repeating this action of smoking again and again and again, what will happen? It will form a habit. My set of habits creates my personality. And if I become a what is it called as? Chain smoker. If I become a chain smoker, it will start affecting my body. That becomes my destiny. That becomes my destiny. Now, let's say we are online right now, and I ask someone to start their video. Okay, very lovingly, I say, please you start your video. Okay, one thought was created. I say, okay, please start your video. And people don't listen to it. Second time also, very lovingly, I tell them, please start your video. They don't listen to it. Third time, I yell at them. And then they start the video. What is the impression that I'm creating? What is the sanskar that is being recorded right now within the soul? That when I yell, when I raise my voice, the work gets done. This is the sanskar I'm creating. This is the habit I'm creating. Now, next time, when I have to get some work done, what will I do? I won't waste my loving, banter for first 2 minutes. I will just yell and get the work done. Now, every time, if I'm yelling at someone, I'm getting angry, the work is getting done. I'm getting angry, the work is getting done. I am making that sanskar, that habit, permanent. that with anger, the work gets done. Now you tell me, if I have this habit of getting work done through anger, do you want to work with me? Would you be interested in working with me? Definitely not. That becomes my destiny. I am successful. I am getting my work done, but no one likes me. I am alone. That becomes my destiny. Who created the destiny? Who created the destiny? The me. I created the destiny, the soul. But where does the destiny start getting created? That is the important question. Is it from the action level or is it at the thought level? Action level 1, thought level 2. Where does the destiny start getting created? 1 or 2? Action level 1, thought level 2. Very good. So the destiny starts getting created at the thought level. Thought level. Body is just performing actions. That's it. Body is just performing actions. But actually, the destiny gets created or it starts getting created at the mind level. At the soul, when the soul creates a thought, my destiny has started. If I keep on repeating that thought, if I keep on putting that into the action, my destiny will be like this. So we have been going to many rishis and gurus and those fortune tellers that what will be in my destiny. That's a science. That's a separate science about astrology and everything. We are not going to talk about that. But no matter what they tell you, you still have the power to change your destiny. You still have that power. Generally, what we do, we open that newspaper and we see, oh, this is my sun sign or moon sign, and this is what is written in my moon sign. Now that I start creating a thought with that. And sometimes it becomes a reality, and then we say, oh, this one tells the right future. No. If someone says, today you are going to fight with someone, and I recorded that in the morning. I'm going to fight with someone. Throughout the day, I will start finding out a person whom should I fight with. And then I find someone, I fight with them, and then I say, they said the right thing in the morning. No. If someone says you are going to have a fight with someone, create a thought, powerful thought. Today I'm going to meet wonderful souls. My interaction with every soul is going to be peaceful. Create that counter thought immediately. And that sanskar will start building. So destiny is not created from outside. This is again, most of us have this habit of putting that responsibility on someone else. And then we say, but my stars are like this, right? This is why my problems are like this. But my destiny is like this, right? And this is why my problems are like this. And when we don't find anyone here, we blame God. What do we say? Maybe God wants this to happen to me. That is why it is happening in my life. Because we just want to blame everyone, not taking the responsibility. But when God comes and teaches us the law of karma, he says, you are the one who can create your destiny. And this is what affirmations mean. This is exactly what affirmations mean. Because the moment you start creating those powerful thoughts, that becomes your destiny. As simple as that. It's as simple as that. Again, if I get sick, every time I'm taking a medicine, what am I thinking? Oh, I have to take this medicine. I don't know how long it's going to go. I don't know. I don't trust this doctor. But this one also ate the same thing. They didn't have the problem. I only have the problem. I am always sick. And then we also communicate about our sickness to many other people, spreading that negativity, spreading that wasteful thinking to everyone. And then someone picks up the call and says, oh, you are going through this. There was one person in our colony. He also went through this, but he died recently. And now what will be my thoughts? Oh my God, what is going to happen to me? Our health is in our hands only. Yes, you have to take the medicine, but every time you're taking a medicine, create a powerful thoughts. I'm healing this scar. Nothing has happened to me. Soul doesn't go through sickness. Body gets sick. I am perfect. I am healthy. My body is also healthy. Then take the medicine. It will recover faster. We create our destiny. No one else is responsible for creating our destiny. So, what is karma and what is destiny? Karma is the action that we perform. And every action that we perform gives its return. Like if I'm very sweet to you, you will talk sweetly with me. If I'm very, if I start fighting with you, you won't stop. You will give the same return back. So the return of our action is our destiny. It's our fortune. Karma, inside out. Destiny, outside in. So karma is the action that we perform, and every action gives us the return. The return of the action is our destiny, our fortune. And this is not the first time we are hearing this. We have heard this since the childhood. What have we heard? As you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever goes around comes around. But we didn't know what was going around. We never paid attention to the kind of thoughts that we were creating. And so when it came back, the question arose that I don't know why this is happening with me. Well, I only created it. That's it. I only created it. What what seed I'm sowing? The seed is the seed of thought. I'm going to get the same fruits. If I sow the seed of apples and I expect mangoes to come out of it, that's not going to work. Apples seed will always give apples. So if a negative thought is created, even simple, see, today you are not fighting with anyone, but internally, let's say you create a thought negative about someone, they did this to me, they shouldn't have done this to me. Immediately, then the kind of negative thoughts that I'm creating, what will be my state of mind? My happiness just disappears in 1 second. It just disappears. 1 second. That is the result of my karma. So karma is not at the action level. Action is performed by the body. But I, the soul, created the thought, and so I suffer through that. And this is why the real law of karma is whatever you think will become your destiny. This is the law of karma. Whatever you think will become your destiny. But why do we need this knowledge of karma? Why do we need these laws? You know, Newton was sitting under the tree, the apple fell down, and he invented this law. Not he invented, he actually talked about the law of gravity. Law of gravity did not get created on that day. It did not get created on that day. It was already existing. He just gave us the knowledge. And why did he give us the knowledge? Because that we can use that law, the knowledge of that law in science in our future. A small child goes and watches a movie of a Superman. Even now, the child wants to fly. He goes onto the building, tries to fly. Will he fly? Will he fly? No, he will come down. He will fall. Why? Because he broke the law of gravity. And that's why he had to suffer. Simple. But the moment we know the law, now we have a choice whether to follow that law or whether to break that law. Both choices are there. If I break the law, I have to suffer. And suffering means being sad, being depressed, having anxiety, being stressed. This is the suffering of that law because I broke that law. And if I follow the law, my life will be the life of happiness. And it's not just being selfish about the self, because when I am happy, what will I radiate to my family? Happiness only. Happiness only. So knowledge is wisdom. And this is why we need to understand this law clearly. That whatever I'm thinking, those vibrations are going out into the universe, and universe will respond in the same way. Universe doesn't change. Whatever you have given out will come back. It has to come back. And this is the law of karma. So when we create a thought about something, we have the control. We have the control before we send it out. We send out that vibration to the world outside. But once we created a thought, we lose the control. Now let's say I have a ball in my hand, and now I have to throw that ball onto a wall. Okay. Before throwing it onto a wall, what happens? I decide which angle to throw at, what speed to throw at, what force to apply while throwing at. I decide that, I chose it. But the moment the ball gets released from my hand, do I have any control? Which way it will come back? We don't have any control. We don't have any control. Same thing about thoughts, about actions. And this is why we say, no, once you say something to someone, you have no control. You can't just keep on saying sorry to that person because it has already come out of your mouth. Before saying, you could have controlled. But once it comes out of your mouth, there is absolutely no control. Then you have to pay for the consequences. Same way, our thoughts are like vibrations, like a pebble dropped in the water. It creates the ripples. The ripples go away and they eventually come back. They eventually come back. Sometimes that ripple comes back immediately. Sometimes it may take few minutes. Sometimes it may even take few years. Now I'm not talking about the ripples in the water. I'm talking about the ripples in the universe that we create with our thoughts. And sometimes those ripples might take 100 years to come back, but it will come back for sure. Because who is creating the ripple? Who is creating the thought? The soul. The soul is creating the thought. Body is not creating. Soul is creating. Soul is what? Eternal. Soul never dies. And that is why when we created a thought, let's say, and that has to come after 100 years, I'm not going to be in this costume. I'm not going to be in this body. The body has changed. The body has changed. And when it comes back, then I say, I have been nice to so many people. I don't know why people behave like this with me. Well, you have been nice in this birth. These are the people who you haven't been nice to them in previous births. And this is where we need to understand what is exactly rebirth. So in rebirth, first thing we have to understand, we always take a human birth, because Hindu scriptures many times say that we take a rebirth of into an animal or small insects or whatever. So it says almost like 84 lakh different categories of species that we go through. And after Hindu scriptures actually say that after going through those 84 lakh species, eventually we'll get a human birth. So how should be the human birth? Let's say we go through insects and butterflies and then cockroaches, and then you become some animals, and eventually you become a human being, and you have actually settled all your sinful actions in those births. Then the human being should be perfect. My life should be perfect because I've already settled all the sinful actions, the pap karma. But today, the most suffering person is a human being. Suicide is committed by a human being, not by animals. And that is where we need to understand that I, the soul, always take a human birth. It could be a male, it could be a female. It could be in a rich family, it could be in a poor family based on our karma. But the moment I, the soul, leave this body, I enter a womb of a mother, generally in the 4th or 5th month of pregnancy. The womb of the mother, the soul will enter that, and then the mother will start feeling the, what do we call, the movement in her womb. Earlier also that body was there. Earlier also the body was there. It wasn't moving. And suddenly after 3 or 4 months of pregnancy, the mother starts feeling that movement. Why? Because the driver has entered into the car. The car was already getting formed in the womb. The driver has entered. The one body left, second body, the driver takes immediately. Immediately. It's like, I close my eyes here and then suddenly I open my eyes into the womb. 1 second. It takes 1 second. Not in the cases of accidents or suicide. It takes longer in those cases. But in case of natural death, the soul leaves this body, takes another one. It's same thing, right? Because you need a car to move from one place to another. And a soul without the body cannot do any actions. And that is why soul takes leaves one body and takes another one immediately. But what do we carry from one birth to another? This is the most important thing we have to pay attention to. Okay. So what do we carry? Let me give an example. Okay. When a person dies, he has three friends. Okay. Listen to this and you have to answer this now. When a person dies, only three friends accompany him. First friend, first friend accompanies him until that the door of his home. First friend, door of his home. Second friend goes until the cremation ground. And third friend always accompanies him no matter where that person goes. Which of these friends are the most important ones? First friend until the door of the home, second until the cremation, or third when whoever accompanies him always. Which of these friends is the most important? First, second, or third? Third. Okay. Okay. Very good. Now, what are these three friends? The first friend who accompanies the door when the person leaves, the soul leaves the body, is your property, is your saris, is your jewelry, which you have accumulated all your life. It is going to be left in the home, the body is going to go away. The second friend, which comes to the cremation ground, are your relatives. You get up on the cremation ground, let's say, and you ask your most loving person that you loved the most in your entire life. You ask them, you can accompany me with me. You can accompany me for the next journey. And they're going to say, no, it's your journey. They are not going to come with you. But the third friend, which always comes with you, is your sanskar. Whatever the impressions the soul has recorded, it goes from one place to another. It's like a CD. You know the CD, right? Which has songs. Whatever songs are recorded onto the CD, you put it in one CD player or another CD player, the same songs are going to play. So let's say this birth, I have this habit of getting angry on every single thing. Now, what is the recording that I'm creating within me? The recording of anger. Now, I leave this body, I take another body. What recording did I carry with me? The recording of anger. And that is why then the child is born. Sometimes we say, I don't know why this one is angry all the time. I don't know why my child's habits are like this. I have no idea. They are carrying it from their past births. That is the recording of the soul. And that is why when we are meditating, when we are learning this meditation, the most important thing we need to understand is that we are not just preparing ourselves for this life, we are preparing ourselves for the life to come. And so we do not take anything physical with us. Even the body gets cremated. We do not take our property, our relationships, our body. The only thing that is going to go with us is our sanskar. And how can we change the sanskar? If I don't like this recording that I have right now, let's say I'm scared of something all the time. All the time. Everyone has some kind of fears, right? So if I'm scared of something and I leave the body, I will carry that sanskar of fear with me. And that child, that newly born child, will be scared of most of the things. Okay, let's take an example. A few years ago, something happened in Gujarat. I think Gujarat only it was. There was a big bridge, a tall bridge, and it collapsed into the river, and many people lost their lives. Many souls flew. Now think about a situation. A father and a child holding each other's hand on that bridge. The bridge collapses. Both father and child are drowning into that river. And during that period, both souls leave their body. Okay. What sanskar did they create at that moment? They created first the fear of height. Okay. The first sanskar, fear of height. They created a sanskar of hurt because they were being torn apart, right? They were just going to lose each other at that moment. So that sanskar got created. Third, the fear of water. because the soul has already experienced it. The soul left the body in the water. And when the child is born, the child is scared of heights. The child is scared of water. The child clings onto his parents. They don't want to leave their parents. And then we start criticizing that child. Why are you like this? You should change. This is not right. Look at your brother. He is so courageous. Why are you like always scared? When we start saying these things to the child, the soul, the newly born soul, the soul is not born, the newly born baby, that energy that we give it to them, it will actually weaken the soul even more. It will weaken the soul. But we now accept, once we have this knowledge, that they are scared of the height, they are scared of the water because something happened in the past life, then we start nurturing that soul even more. We definitely have to remove that fear from them, but we have to first accept that they probably have gone through certain things in their lives. So the soul, whatever sanskars we are creating right now, it's not only for this birth. This, if we change our sanskars to be peaceful and happy being, it's not only for this birth, but also in the next birth we will be that. And this is why meditation helps us with the power of thought change our deep-rooted sanskars, deep-rooted habits. So where should we focus now? Where do we have to focus now? We have to focus on changing our sanskars. So Rajyoga meditation is actually a meditation that changes our habits, the deep-rooted habits. And habits are not about cigarettes and internet and all those things. The habits are about getting angry on small, small matters, getting irritated on small, small things, having fear, having anxiety before beginning any work. These are the habits that I have. These are the subtle habits. We don't pay attention to them. But if I don't pay attention to them right now, when the soul lives and takes another birth, what will happen? I'm carrying that recording with me. My next birth is also going to get affected. So Rajyoga meditation teaches us about think right. Think right. Think slowly. Think right. Both are important, but think slowly will happen when we start thinking right. So what are we going to change in this meditation? Our deep-rooted sanskars, the habits. Now it's your choice. Again, it is your choice whether you want to change it or not. If you say, this is my life, I'm enjoying my life, I'm not going to change, it's your choice. If you think these are the small, small habits which are irritating me in my life, I need to get rid of them, it is my choice. I start working on them. And how do we change those sanskars? Just create a counter thought. That's it. I'm getting irritated all the time. Keep on repeating this thought in your mind. I'm a peaceful soul. I'm a peaceful soul. I don't like certain people in my life. Every time you look at them, create a thought, I'm a loving soul. I just have to give love to that person. Whatever happened in between us is past. I'm not going to remember that. But now I have to give love because I'm going to carry that sanskar with me. So we have to understand how this law works, because we have seen, some children are born with healthy bodies, some are born in a weak body or emotionally unstable. There was one doctor who was asked this question. He was, I think, psychiatrist or something. And they were asked, what is the youngest age of a child going through a depression that you have handled? And he said, 6 months baby. Now, what has the 6-month baby done karma that he has to go through depression? They haven't done it anything in this birth. They're carrying a lot of burden from the past birth. Because when the soul gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and I'm carrying that with me, what will happen? In the childhood only, the body will start having problems. Because I'm carrying that. That's it. So when someone takes a birth in a healthy body, someone takes a birth in a weak body, sometimes they are emotionally weak. And again, the kind of people we are interacting with, they become our family. The close ones, the close ones. So currently you have your husband, your wife, your parents, your close friends. They are only going to be in your next birth, but the roles will change. Roles will change. You never know. If you have fought a lot with someone, maybe a male or a female, they might become your mother-in-law in the next birth. Who knows? Because they have to settle the account. They have to settle the account. That's it. Or they'll become your son-in-law. You never know. But they will come. Because what is happening? What is a relationship? Relationship is nothing but an energy exchange between two souls. If the energy exchange is positive, you will always get a good relationship. If energy exchange is negative in this birth, they will come back in different roles. And they will be, and you will be like, I don't know why this person is in my life. So we are choosing our family. Even the company that we work in, jobs, we choose them. We choose them because those are the souls we are going to interact with them, right? Every day. So we have a karmic account with them. We have taken certain things, certain energy from them in past births, in whichever role they were, and they will come back. They will come back because we have to. It's like taking a loan from a bank. If you took like 500 rupees or $500 from a bank, and you forgot about it, would the bank forget? Would the bank forget? No, they won't. They won't forget. They have all the records. And same way, even if you have forgotten how you treated others in the past births, we don't remember any of these things of the past births, but they remember. And they don't exactly remember that this soul in that birth did this to me. No, but their mind will actually start creating those thoughts that whenever I look at this person, I get very irritated. I don't know what is wrong with me. Because there was an energy exchange which was uncomfortable in the past births. Simple example, let's take soul A and soul B are there. Both are doing business, A and B. Now B cheats A. Okay, the soul B cheats A. Now what is the kind of thoughts that A will create? The moment it sees B, it will create a thought of being a traitor, a deceit, hurt. A will always create that thought whenever it sees the soul B. Correct? Is that right? In that business? Okay. Now both souls leave the body. A takes another birth, B takes another birth. And now after a few years, they both come in front of each other. Now they are not recognizing each other at all. They are not recognizing because the bodies have changed. But the soul is already carrying the recording regarding B, right? And then it will get triggered that no, I don't know, when I look at this soul B, something happens in me. I get very irritated because that recording got triggered. Do you know why we are meeting? Do you know why we are meeting online? There is also a karmic account there. There is also, otherwise you won't see me. Otherwise you won't see me. It's not going to happen. So when we have a karmic account, there is some sort of energy exchange between us. We'll always meet that person. And sometimes it will be good. Sometimes it's not like we have done only bad karma. No, no, no. We have done good karma, and that's why we have good people in our lives. So when we have good people in our lives, be good to them. And when we have bad people in our life, be even more good to them. Because they are not bad they are not bad actually. They are in your life because you created some sort of a karma with them. That's the only reason. They are just returning your whatever amount you took with interest. That's it. So whatever thoughts we are creating is creating our sanskar, our habits. That thought, those sanskars are being transferred from one body to another, and that will also decide which environment I'm going to take birth in. Let's say I have taken a lot of loan from many people, and before even paying it back, I leave my body. Maybe it was a natural death. Sometimes I couldn't pay the loan and I commit a suicide. Do you think you are free from that account? Do you think you are? No. Those all people that you took that payment, that money from, they will come in your life in one way or the another, and they will either steal your money, or they will cheat you, or they will have some sort of account settlement in that. And then you will be like, I have no idea. I always have this money problem. I always have this money problem. Someone steals it. Someone, creates problems in my business. I don't know why. What is wrong with me? No, you took a lot of money from them before. So our account is not just with the souls. Our accounts are also with the body. I create a powerful thought. I treat my body in a perfect way. I will get a better body. If I abuse this body, abuse. What is abuse? Eat whatever you want, be lazy, don't work out, or just, do anything with the body. The body will also react, because this is an account with elements. Body is made with 5 elements. We are called human beings, right? Are we human beings? Human beings, human shabda comes, the human word comes from humus. Humus means soil. Soil is made up of 5 elements. So this body is made up of 5 elements, and that is why in Hindi we say mitti ka mitti mein mil jayega. This body was created with soil. It will eventually perish in the soil, but the soul will continue. The being part will continue its journey from one body to another. And what are we carrying from one body to another? Only the sanskars. So we always perform 3 types of actions: positive action, negative action, and neutral action. Positive action, that is uplifting another soul. Uplifting another soul, helping another soul without selfishness. Many times we do help other people, but in turn, in return, we create a thought, when I need, that one should help. That is not a positive action. It's a negative action, because there is a selfishness involved in that, expectation involved in that. Negative action, we all know. Anger is there, stress is there. Being worried is also a negative action. Because how does it make me feel? Simple. Just you have to test it. Do you like getting worried all the time, or do you like being happy all the time? You like happy, right? You don't like getting worried. So worry, because why you are not liking it? Because it's actually depleting the energy of the soul. So any action that depletes the energy of the soul is a negative action. And neutral actions are those which doesn't create any account. Like I have to eat, I have to take a shower. These are the neutral actions. They don't create any account. Positive actions will create positive accounts. We call it sukarma. Negative actions will create negative accounts. We call it vikarma. Neutral actions will not create any accounts. It is called as akarma. But what is a positive action? That is what we need to understand. This is very important. So what is a positive action? Let's say there is a lion which kills a man. Okay? That one lion kills a man and eats it. Would you put that lion into jail? Would you put that lion in the jail? Of course not, because killing and eating is his nature. He's just doing what his nature is. But if the same action is done by a human being, would you put him in the jail? Would you put him in the jail? Yes or no? He also kills a man and eats them. Okay, if not eating them, at least kills a man. Yes, because that is not a human nature. So the moment we deviate from our original nature and perform an action, it is called as a sinful action. It's called as a sinful action, and we have to pay for it. When we are aligned with our nature and perform an action, then it is called as a punya karma, the charitable action, the positive actions. So who are we? Are we the body or the soul? Are we the body or the soul? The soul, correct? We are the souls. So what is the nature of the soul? Anger, tension, stress, is that the nature of the soul? Or peace, love, happiness is the nature of the soul? 1 or 2? 2, right? Peace is nature, love is nature. So the moment I deviate from my nature and perform an action, it automatically becomes a pap karma, a sinful action. It will create a negativity in my life. Until today, because we didn't have the knowledge, I kept on thinking I am the body, and I was performing an action. And what happened because of that? All the actions that we have been performing till now are becoming sinful actions. They are already creating that account on us. There is a lot of negative karma that we have created, not in this birth, previous births as well, previous births as well. So soul conscious actions, once we get the knowledge, I am the soul, this is my nature, and I adhere to that nature, I follow what is my nature, and I perform an action, it becomes a positive action. It will start creating that sukarma, it will start creating that punya, the positive actions. And the moment I think, even if I just think I am Ashish, it will also create a negative action. Why? Because Ashish is the name of the body, right? It's not the name of the soul, it's the name of the body. And the moment I think I am the body, the fear at the subconscious level happens, something is going to happen to me. Now tell me, fear is a positive action or a negative action? Positive or negative? It's a negative action, and it will create a negative karma. And this is why we are learning soul consciousness, is because the moment I understand I am a soul, I understand my nature. And when I understand my nature, I can use that nature into the practice. So soul conscious actions, positive actions. Body conscious actions, negative actions. Till now we have been performing negative actions, and that's why a lot of negative karma has been accumulated. And that is why you see a lot of small children are getting tired these days. Small children getting tensed these days because they're carrying a lot of burden from their previous births. Even today we see at our lives, we have a home to live, we have a good family that takes care of us, but many people, even though they have that, they are sad and lonely. Even film actors we have seen are committing suicides. They have money, they have fame, they have looks, they have health, everything, but they are committing suicides. Why? Because the soul's power is depleted, is 100% discharged, and that is why we are not in a position to think clearly. And we think committing a suicide is a solution to all. No, it's actually not at all. It actually creates more problems. Because I rejected the body, now body will start rejecting me, and the soul cannot get the body for a longer period of time. It will eventually get, but for a longer period, because the bodies will keep on rejecting it. It's an account with the body. So this is the time when we get this knowledge from Shiv Baba. This is the time we can reform our actions. And how do we reform our actions? We change our sanskars. How do we change our sanskars? We change our thoughts. So how do we free ourselves from this karmic account? It's very simple to free ourselves from the karmic accounts. First thing, take a responsibility. No matter what happens in my life, talk to yourself and say, whatever is happening in my life is because of my own actions. May not be this birth, but probably I performed those in the previous birth. Why did I get this person in my life? Oh, I have a huge account to settle with that person. That's why I married him. Yeah, that is the only reason I married him, because I have to settle that account. And that is why you see these days we are seeing lots of divorces are happening, even in India, because you have accounts with each of them and you have to settle them. So one will go, other will come. Then that one also will go, the next one will come. This is the account we are settling. But every time you are meeting a soul, create a thought, very powerful thought. Let's say one person I don't even know much about comes in my life and starts abusing me verbally. He starts abusing me verbally. Earlier, when I don't have this knowledge, what will I think? Why me? Why is he talking to me like this? I didn't do anything wrong with him. I have been always nice to him. Why is he talking to me like this? Now I realize. Now I realize. What? He is talking to me in this way because this is the kind of energy I gave that soul in one of the previous births. Now, right now, I have a choice. I understand my past was like this. I have a choice. Do I want to carry this account further? Then I can fight. If I fight, I will again create that account. But if I don't want to carry that account, I remember I am a peaceful soul. That soul I'm talking to is also very peaceful. And I know there was some energy exchange in the past. So I ask for forgiveness. May not be out loud, but internally I spend some time and ask forgiveness for that soul, from that soul. So in every situation, three things are happening. My past is also happening. My present, I take the decision. And when I take the decision, I settle that account. My future is secured because I'm settling that account. Whatever the amount I have taken from the money, I just return. Now I have nothing to carry with me. I don't have any accounts to settle. I'm free. I'm light. So if I want to feel light in my life, this is the exercise we have to do. Ask for forgiveness. You don't know na, which kind of souls you have met, and they are going to come back in your life in one way or the other. In one way or the other. As friends, as boss, as husband, as wife, as someone else, as a child, probably. They are going to come back. So even before they come in my life, I ask for forgiveness. Because when the moment I ask for forgiveness, I settle my account at that moment. So first thing, to free ourselves from our karmic accounts, I have to accept whatever is happening in my life is because of my own actions. So there is a past, present, and future. If I want my future to be secured, if I want my future to be the future of happiness, this is the only thing I can do. Settle your accounts with the remembrance of Shiv Baba. Is this clear? So we never take any birth in an animal form. We always take a birth in a human form, and we carry our sanskars from one place, one birth to another. And the only way to change our sanskars, to secure our this birth and the next coming births, is to change our thoughts. Think right. This is what is important. So what is God's role in karma? Because God is giving us the knowledge. So what is his role? Let's say I slapped someone. Did I perform a right action or a wrong action? Right action or wrong action? Actually, you're typing all. Okay, very good. Okay. So I performed a wrong action. Now, what will the other person do? The other person is also going to slap me back, right? Of course, that's what I'm going to get back in return. But before he slaps me, I call God. God, please save me. Please save me. Come here and save me. And then God comes and holds his hand so that he doesn't slap me back. Is God being fair to him? Is God being fair to him? That is also God's child, right? Is God being fair to him? Definitely not. Because when I slapped, he didn't come. When he's supposed to slap, he came and he saved me. He saved me. So my God is my favorite. But he wasn't fair to them, fair to that soul. For God, each and every soul is equal. There is no partiality. There is no partiality. And that is why God never interferes in our karmic accounts. Underline this. Many times we think, I will do whatever I want, and then the Jesus is there to absolve my sins, or I'll go and dip myself in Ganges and my sins will be absolved. Nothing like that happens. Nothing like that happens. If I have performed the wrong actions, I have to pay for it. But there is an option. There is an option to absolve those sins. What is an option? So God, first thing, gives us this knowledge of soul consciousness. God won't interfere in our karma, but it gives us the knowledge of soul consciousness so that from now onwards, at least, I will not perform any wrong actions. Simple. This is what he can do. But I have already done so many bad actions. Now what will the God do? Okay. When you remember God, he will fill you with the powers so that when the return comes of that actions, you won't feel it. You won't feel it. Like your body will get sick if you have abused the body. Your relationships will always have the problem. If you've had that problem with those souls in the past, it will have. But you will not get disturbed in those. And actually, when the power of God enters you, when you start feeling that power within, what will happen? You, no matter how those people are behaving with me, I will always be nice to them. I'll always be nice to them because the power is within the soul. So God never interferes our karma, but Shiv Baba teaches us the right actions, soul conscious actions, and also gives us the powers to face the consequences of past actions. So in the meditation, when we remember Shiv Baba, two things we do. First, remember Shiv Baba to get that power. Second, ask for forgiveness from all the souls in your life so that you don't carry that account with you. This is an option. This is a chance for us to settle our all accounts so that we start feeling light. We start feeling light. And this is exactly what we want, right? So, right karma is the karma performed in the soul conscious way. Wrong karma is the karma performed in the body conscious way. Automatically, it will start creating. And this is not God who is governing all that. God just gives us the knowledge of karma. That's it. And then he says, now it's your choice what kind of actions you want to perform. Okay. So in Christianity also there is some concept called as confession, that you do whatever you want, then you go and confess in a church and your sins will be absolved by Christ. Nothing like that happens. Because if that was the case, every person who is belonging to that religion should have been perfect. Because I can do whatever I want, I'll confess and my sins will be absolved. No, it doesn't work like that. You confess, of course, you confess to Shiv Baba. But if you keep on repeating those bad actions, the soul power will keep on decreasing. And what will happen? Eventually, those consequences which come to you will disturb you. And again, when the disturbance is created, it's a negative action. So that account will keep on going and going and going. It will not get settled. So what are we going to do now? Create powerful thoughts so that our sanskars become powerful. Remember Shiv Baba so that I get the power to perform right actions. And next, with that power, whatever accounts are coming in front of me, I can settle them with ease, with happiness, with peace, and with love, so that I don't carry that with me in the next birth. So we're going to do meditation now, 10-15 minutes meditation, where we are going to look at all the souls in our lives. In this birth, we don't remember anyone in the past right now. So let's do it with this birth, since the childhood. If I've hurt anyone, I will go to the soul world. I'll immerse those souls and I'll ask for forgiveness. Okay, and I'll send this meditation on the group so you can practice it at home. So let's sit back and relax. You can close your eyes or open your eyes, whichever way you feel comfortable, and listen to what the commentary is saying and create a thought and ask for forgiveness. Okay, Om Shanti.
I relax my body completely and I focus my attention on the center of my forehead. I visualize a tiny point of light like a sparkling star in the center of my forehead. That star is me, the being of light. I am a peaceful soul. I am not the body, but I am a soul, the master of this body. I am immortal, imperishable energy that makes this body move. I am very powerful. With just one thought, I can fly anywhere I want. My Father is the Supreme Soul, God Himself. He is the ocean of peace, ocean of love, ocean of purity. He is not omnipresent. He resides in the world of souls, the world of nirvana, the world of silence. Now, with just one thought, I, the soul, fly up above, beyond the clouds, the sun, the stars, and I reach my home, the home of silence, Paramdham. I visualize golden red light around me. I experience the peace of my home. I am in front of my Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiv Baba. The ocean of love is radiating the rays of love onto me. Let me experience that unconditional love from Him. In this loveful atmosphere, I realize during the journey of my life, I have interacted with many souls. I have intentionally or unintentionally have hurt them, which has created a karmic account that has created a burden on my mind. So let me ask for forgiveness from each of those souls. I, the soul, now emerge each of those souls in the soul world, which I feel I have hurt them in one way or another, either through mind, words, or actions. And I see one after another Those souls are emerging in soul world. There is a big queue of souls right in front of me. And now, in the presence of Shiv Baba, I create a thought of forgiveness. I ask each of those souls to forgive me. In the presence of ocean of love, all these souls are experiencing God's love, and with that power of love, each and every soul is granting me their forgiveness. I am being forgiven by each of those souls. In the same way, if I feel somebody has hurt me in my life, I create a thought. It wasn't their fault. They were not wrong. They did what they could according to their sanskars. But I created that hurt. I held on to that hurt. And so today, in Shiv Baba's presence, I let go. I let go of that hurt. If you have any such person on your mind which you think has hurt you, today let go. I am light. I feel light. Shiv Baba is filling me with lot of powers so that I don't create any hurt. I don't perform any wrong actions. With Baba's powers and love, I return back to the corporeal world, back into the body. I feel light. And now with Baba's powers, I am ready to perform actions in the soul conscious way. My every action radiates peace and love. I am a loveful soul. I am a peaceful being of light. Om Shanti.